And yet we're attacked. We're told we're unpatriotic because what? We question. And what's interesting, and I will say this about the 9/11 show, bear in mind the show starts off with me meeting a 9/11 person who lost her daughter who was pregnant with their grandchild.
Oh, it's powerful.
And she's appealing to me to seek the truth. Well, I'll tell you what, that's good enough for me.
Yeah, I think
one mother who appealed to me is good enough for me to go out and ask some questions.
No, it's extremely powerful, folks. We're not going to let the cat out of the bag. Just watch tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, TruTv. It's on cable, DirecTV, Dish, everywhere. Definitely, and I've talked to a lot of people who got their...
Before you let me go, bring me back. I want to give one comment on the global warming.
Oh, no, absolutely, sir. We've got you to the bottom of the hour. Stay there. There must be some kind of way out of here from frozen Minnesota to the beaches of Mexico, Governor Ventura.
Well, I'll be getting out of here. I got to go clear my head out for a while. Alex, I don't know how you do it day in and day out. I'm heading down there, and right now all I can think about is dunking my head into the ocean and shaking it, and clearing my head out and start thinking again about taking a deep breath of freedom, which unfortunately, believe it or not, I get more of that in Mexico today than I do in the United States.
Americans have been basted in tyranny until they don't even recognize corruption. Lord Monckton was on Russian television talking about how, in many respects, they're more democratic than England now. Shifting gears into ClimateGate, because that's something you wanted to comment on. You do have a global warming episode coming up later that was produced months ago, and it is critical, and it has Dr. Tim Ball and others, plus you have an incredible insider that we actually ferreted out for you. I'm not having him on the show until that episode airs, just because I don't want to spoil it. But you have an insider with Maurice Strong who worked for him and with him. This is extremely powerful. But the latest on ClimateGate, where they confirm their internal emails from the head UN Climate Center, fixing the numbers, hiding the fact that for 9 years the Earth's actually been cooling.
Well, the thing that really got my antenna to go up was their solution, cap and trade. This is nothing but a shell game, and Alex, even worse than that, here's what it is. We right now pay taxes to our local government, we pay taxes to our state government, and we pay taxes to our national government. This, for the first time ever, will be a tax to a world government. A world tax. That is ridiculous, I think.
Yes.
That we're now going to face taxation from a world entity, and that part of it is unacceptable to me, top to bottom. And the fact that this cap and trade, it does nothing to solve the problem. We all will admit that pollution is bad. We'll all admit that the less we pollute this planet, the better it is. But when the solution that they come up with does not do anything to solve the pollution problem, that tells me that there's a fraud involved and that the real reason is to make money for people. And that's really what got me over the top, was the fact that this cap and trade is nothing but a shell game. Polluters can still pollute at the same level. All they have to do is buy their way out of it, and they're called neutral. Well, that's absurd, and it's ridiculous, and it's just a way for people to profit.
Well, it is.
When it does that, then I want nothing to do with it. I can't argue with the scientists, because there's scientists on both sides of the issue, and probably whichever way you lean, you're going to side with that scientist. It's just like, how do the buildings of 9/11 fall from fires? You got Popular Mechanics tells the public, oh, yeah, it can happen easy. You got other scientists that say it's a bunch of crap. And I personally can't figure out how they can fall at the speed of gravity. It defies basic physics.
And you're a demolition expert.
Exactly. Well, anyway, so I'm not going to get into the argument of the scientific end of it. I'll get into the political end of it, which this cap and trade is pure bull, top to bottom. It does nothing to solve the problem, and that's what we're going to have rammed down our throat at this conference. Well, that clearly tells me that the problem can't be that important to begin with if they won't even seek out a solution that would attempt to cure it.
Well, Governor, there's lots of real pollution like toxic waste, overfishing, but carbon dioxide, the amount that humans put out, we exhale carbon dioxide. The EPA's listing it as a toxic waste. It's what plants live off of. They then put off oxygen. I mean, it's a fraud. It's a distraction from all the real environmental problems. And now an internal Copenhagen climate summit is in disarray after Danish text leak. This is London Guardian. The secret text of the agreement has been released where the taxes aren't even paid to the UN. They're paid to private corporations, private banks, setting up a private global corporate government.
Horrible. And if we allow this to happen, then we deserve what we get, Alex.
Governor Jesse Ventura, he'll do 5-6 more minutes with us on the other side on some other key issues, and Lord Christopher Monckton coming up. But tomorrow night, the most powerful 9/11 information ever on mainstream television, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central, Conspiracy Theory with Jesse Ventura.